YouTube family, what is up? So in this video, I'm going to share with you how to make an extra $150,000 by the end of the year. So if that's something you're interested in, be sure to stick around and make sure to boom, smash the thumbs up. And if you're new to the family, be sure to boom, smash that subscribe button. But I'm going to show you how to make an extra, all right, $150,000 by the end of the year. So we're heading towards June. So we got about 6 months left to do it, okay? And this is extremely achievable, and you can do this. You don't need a license. It works in any city, any states. You don't need a boatload of money to actually get started and rocking and rolling. I'm going to show you exactly how it's done. So this is good for those of you who's looking for a second stream of income or a side hustle, all right, to add to your current income. Maybe you're working at a job. I don't care if you're a truck driver. I have students that say, oh, shoot, I got to plug in. Hold on a second. Oh, shoot. Okay. So can you hear me better? Oh, shoot, I have to start all over again. So in this video, I'm going to share with you guys how to make an extra $150,000, all right, by the end of the year, okay? So for those of you who's looking to build a second stream of income or who's looking for a side hustle, this is something that you can do part-time. This is something where you don't need a license to actually do this. It works in any city, any state. I'm going to show you exactly how it's done. And if you like this video, be sure to boom, smash the thumbs up. And if you're new to the family, be sure to boom, smash that subscribe button. But I'm going to show you exactly how simple it is. But you do have to put in the work, the W-O-R, the K. Comment in, let me know where you're coming in from, and let's rock and roll. My mic, is my mic working? It should work. But in this world, before that, I want to share this quote with you, okay? There's only two types of people in this world, okay? Let me know if you agree or disagree with me. Those who make money and those who make excuses, okay? The question is, which one are you? Because only one of them, man, is going to make you rich, okay? So that is the quote of the day. So let me wipe this down, and I'm going to show you guys how to make an extra $150,000 by the end of the year. You got 6 months to do it, so it doesn't matter what city, what state you're in, okay? So let me show you how this actually works, okay? So for those of you who don't know, what I'm going to share with you, it's called wholesaling real estate, okay? No buying, no fixing. You don't have to wait 4 to 6 months to get paid, okay? My quickest closing, my fastest closing happened within 3 days. Found the seller, okay? I found the seller, put it under contract, found the buyer the next day, sold that thing, closed it in 3 days. It's how fast the title company can get the paperwork done, okay? So I'm going to share with you wholesaling real estate. So the average wholesale fee, for me anyway, is about $25,000, okay? So one deal is about $25,000, okay? So you got 6 months. All you need is one deal a month, okay, at $25,000 pop, so 25K times 6. That is $150,000, okay? I believe any one of you here can do one deal a month, okay? You can do one deal a month, okay? If I can do it, you can do it. If my student can do it, you can do it. It all comes down to is how do you do it? I'm going to show you right now, okay? So my next question for you is, who here has $149 that they can invest? Who here has $149 that they can invest, that they can risk to potentially make $25,000? Who here? Who here would risk? And I shouldn't say risk, because this is an investment into yourself, into your business, into the side hustle, okay? If you got that, let me show you how it's done, okay? So comment in your city, your states. Let me show you, okay? So the $149 is for the software that I'm about to share with you. With this software, it allows you to go into any city, any states you want and pull any list you want. And I'm going to show you what list you need to pull. So first off, let me break down what wholesaling is, okay? Who here know what wholesaling real estate is? And this is something you can do part-time. This is something you can do on the weekend. This is something where you're like, hey, Carl, I got a few hours a day that I can put into a side hustle, okay? I want to create a second stream of income, you know? So here's what wholesaling is, okay? So all we're doing is we're finding a distressed property. Typically, these are rundown houses, okay? Houses that needs work with a motivated seller. seller are in a situation where they need to sell the property. Tax, pre-foreclosure, divorce, inherited, okay? Or maybe the property's been sitting vacant, tired landlord. I'm going to show you how to find them, okay? Oh, God, this is you, okay? So once you find the seller, all you're going to do is you're going to negotiate a deal with that seller, and you're going to put that property under contract using a purchase and sell contract, okay? And we typically want to lock it up for 30 to 60 days, okay? The longer we can tie this property up, the better. Even if this property is worth $1 million, okay? But you don't want to focus on $1 million home when you're starting out, when you're new. I suggest that you focus on houses that are between 150 to like $500,000, okay? These are the bread and butter. So even if this property, let's just say that it's $200,000, you don't need to have $200,000 in your bank to actually do this, okay? So once you lock it up for $200,000, all we're gonna do is we're gonna find an investor who wants to buy the property, fix it, and flip it, and then all we're gonna do is we're gonna sell our rights, our purchase and sale contract, our rights to buy the property over to them for a profit. And typically, if you do it right, you can make about $25,000 on this deal. Okay, so every house you get under contract, boom. Find a local investor. I'm going to show you how to find the buyers and everything. Here we go. So first off, San Antonio, Texas, Crystal, I'm going to do it for you. So I'm going to share my screen really quick. So here's the software that I use, okay? So the software that I use is called, hold on a second. So the software I use is called kingdata.ai. Okay, so I'm going to go on there. I'm going to show you what list to pull. This is so simple. Okay, so we're going to go on. You're going to click on property leads. Okay, going to click on, don't show me. Okay, property leads. Okay. And then we're going to type in here what city, what states. You can even narrow down to zip code or address. So we're going to go with San Antonio, Texas. San Antonio, Texas, right there. Boom. Okay, we click on it. Hold on a second. Searching. Come on, man. Dude, it's slow. What's going on with my internet? You're killing me, okay? Let me refresh this really quick here. Sorry, guys. Hold on a second. Don't show me this again. Okay, San Antonio, Texas. Boom. Just like so. Okay. Right here, there's 527,000 houses. Okay. What we're going to do, Crystal, I got to go back. You see here, Crystal, you click on filter. Okay. Every single one of you is watching this. You can do this with me. You can do this along with me. All you're going to do is we're going to click on filter. We're going to get rid of apartment, get rid of others, get rid of townhouse, get rid of condos. We just want to stick with single family and multifamily. And we want to target everybody with a tax delinquents. So that's going to take that 500,000 people down to 75,000. Oh, wait a second. Why is it still saying 500-something thousand? Hold on a second. Let me refresh it. Hold on. Hold on a second. Hold on. Okay. Okay, let me get rid of this. Absentee owner. Okay, hold on. Okay, there's 105,000 people in San Antonio that's absentee owner. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to say, hey, we want them to be absent, and then they have a tax delinquent. Okay? There's 22,000 people. Okay? So there's 22,000 people that are absentee and that are in tax default. Which means it's just the same thing. So they don't pay their property tax. Just like if they don't pay their mortgage, the city's going to come after and they're going to foreclose on them. So those are the people who we're looking for. People who are desperate, people who are motivated to sell, and they have to sell the property. That's a lot of people, 22,000. And what's cool is that we're going to hit see results. And let me share this with you, okay? For any one of you who signs up, okay? For anyone who signs up, I will pay for your skip tracing, so you never have to pay for skip tracing again. It'll tell you what the resale value of the property is in an as-is condition. It'll tell you, hey, if you get it for this amount, but this is just a rough ballpark that you can wholesale it. But if I click on the property, check this out. It'll give you their address. It'll give you that phone number. And if it's on a do not call list, it'll tell you that it's on a do not call list, so you don't call them, so you don't get in trouble. And then if you go down, you see all the information about the property, the year built, when the seller bought, like you even find out how much they owe on it, what they buy it for, all of that. And if you want to run comparables to figure out what the property's worth, all you do is one click, and it'll show you everything that is sold around that area. And all you do is you just match apple to apple. All you do is, let's just say you found one that you like. You'd be like, yep, this one is similar. This one is similar. This one is similar. You take all three of them. You hit download, and it'll show you the report, okay, of all the property. And it'll show you exactly what that property's worth. Boom. So you can quickly make offer to the seller, okay? So that's how you run comps. But let me show you something that's really, really also cool, okay? Okay, let me go back. Hold on a second. Back to the list. Okay, you see all these property here. Okay, that is highlighted in blue. Okay, that is highlighted in blue. There is, let me see, where's one? This one has no picture, but there's one, there's two, there's three, there's four, there's five, there's six, there's seven, there's eight, there's nine. So, Crystal and everyone, this is, I just pulled this up for Crystal. There's 9 property that you see that's highlighted in blue, Crystal. Those are property that people actually have it under contract, which means it's under contract with another wholesaler. So they're trying to wholesale the property. So what you can do, Crystal, is if you click on contact seller, it literally takes you and give you all the information about that wholesaler. You reach out to that wholesaler and you'll be like, hey, I love to JV this with you. Send me all the information on your about the property. And then you blast it out to your buyers. And if you're able to bring a buyer to the deal, Crystal, guess what? It's a JV, which is a joint venture, and it's a 50-50 split. So if they end up making $20,000 on that deal, guess what? You make $10,000. You make $10,000. You make $10,000 without ever talking to the seller, without ever making an offer. And all you're doing is you JV, you bring a buyer to the deal. So what I'm sharing with you is just another way of, making money in real estate with by having the software. So you pay $149 a month for the software, okay? And it gives you access to other wholesalers' deal that you can JV with, okay? That's it. There's 9 of them. So you pull that list, 22. So the market rate to skip trace, Crystal, 22,000 people, it would have cost you around $2,200 bucks. But like I said, for any one of you who signed up for the software, as long as you have the software, I will pay for your skip tracing. So you never have to worry about paying for skip tracing ever again. All you're paying is that monthly fee of $149, and you're good. Now, let's just say that you drive in your city, or you come across a rundown house or a vacant house or whatever it is, and you're like, hey, dude, this property looks like, good for wholesaling. You take down the property address, you go home, you go onto the software, you punch in the property address, boom, one click of one, you pull up the property information, the phone number, everything. You can skip trace one property, or you can skip trace 20,000 or 60,000 property at the same time if you wanted to. That's how powerful it is, okay? How much for the software every month? I can do it for $1,000. So the software, once again, okay, let me show you guys really quick. So let me go here. It's just kingdata.ai. I'll show you the difference. So there's the basic plan, there's the pro plan. So let me share, hold on a second. Let me share my screen really quick here for those of you who's new. So here it is. All you do is you go to kingdata.ai, hit on not login. Oh, shoot. Hold on a second. Okay. All you do is hit on get started right here. It'll take you all the way down. Okay. Here's the basic plan. You can pay for the whole entire year. Just choose annual, which means you save 33%. So the monthly cost is only $100 a month. So you pay for the whole entire year. You have to pay it all front. So it's going to cost you about, what, $1,200? But then you don't have to pay again until 2026. So just kind of, set everything for you so you don't have to worry about it. But for those of you who can't pay everything in a year, and you just like, Colin, I can only afford monthly, click on monthly, and it is $149 a month, and then just click get started, and then you sign up and whatnot. Once again, the skip tracing, they would have charged you 10 cents a pop, but like I said, anyone who signs up for the software will pay for all the skip tracing. And here's the list that you get with the basic plan, okay? If you go with the basic plan, here are the 8 types of lists that you get. Absentee owner, high equity, low equity, active listing, which is property that are listed on the MLS. You get access to cash buyer, upside down, tax delinquent, and then free and clear. And if you don't know let's just say if you don't know what active listing is, you just click on it. It'll tell you exactly what active listing is, okay? But my 3 favorite lists to target on the basic plan is absentee owner, free and clear, and tax delinquents. Those are my favorite. High equity is also great as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are the 4 lists that I would target if you sign up for the basic plan. And you will have access to all the JV deals, even with the basic plan. You also have access to the cash buyer. So let's just say you found a property, okay? Let's just say that you found a property. Hold on a second. Let's just say that you found a property. And then now you'll be like, hey, Colin, well, I got a property in a contract. How do I find the buyers? So it's very easy. All you need to do is we're going to go here, okay, right here. And then all you do is you punch in your city. Or I'm sorry, you punch in that address and then hit search and then hit filter. And then we remove this. And all we're going to do is we're going to click on cash buyer. That is it. This is how simple it is. Boom. There's 99,000 cash buyer that's actively buying in San Antonio based on this software. 99,000 people. Okay? And all you do is hit on cash buyer, you hit search, see results, and then bam. Obviously, that's for the whole entire city. You don't want to call everybody, right? You just want to focus on, so when you punch in the address, it just shows you everything. You can go half a mile or a mile radius, or you can target the entire city or the entire zip code. Typically, I punch in the address, and I just want to find everyone within like a mile or 2. And that should be plenty. So for a cash buyer, if I were you, I think that for cash buyer, you want a list of 100 to 200 cash buyer is good enough. So every property address that you have, if you can find between 100 to 200 cash buyer, that should give you enough cash buyer to get your deal sold if your number is accurate. Okay, if all your number is good, then 100 to 200 cash buyer is solid. Okay. Nice. That's $150 a month, bro. You're letting gold go for cheap. I'm signing up. Let's rock and roll, baby. Because the reason why I decided to pay for the skip tracing is because so many of you who signs up for the software and said, hey, Colin, I love the software, man, but dude, the skip tracing is so expensive. And I just don't have the budget for it, but I love the software. And then I decided, well, you know what? What can we do? Like, what can I do to contribute? And I'll be like, dude, how about anyone who signs up? But obviously, I'll take care of your skip tracing, so you never have to worry about it again. Okay? Derek said, when taking down homeowner information, what do you recommend us to use? Take down homeowner information? Oh, you mean like when you're on the phone talking to the seller? So listen, if you're new, if you're starting out and you got no capital, Podio is free. But but if you have money, I don't use Podio anymore. Right? But if you're new, Podio is probably the way to go. Okay. What other questions? Let me see here. I have a whole list of driving for dollars property, but not sure where to get started. So, Nate, what I would do if I were you, you see, if you sign up for the software, I mean, if all you use the software is for skip tracing, it already paid for itself. Because to skip trace 1,000 at 10 cents, 1,000 address at 10 cents a pop, it would have already cost you $100. But typically, I would say that you're probably going to skip trace more than 1,000 address a month if you want to start closing at least one deal a month. So our goal is how can we close one deal, okay, a month, 25K, okay, but in the next 6 months, that's going to give you an extra $150,000 in your bank by the end of the year. So all you really need is one deal, either one wholesale deal or one JV deal. It doesn't matter. As long as the deal, you can make money on it. And let's say, okay, so for the software, let's just say it's 149, okay, times 6 months. How much is that? How much are you investing? Okay, so let's see here. 149 times 6. So you're putting out $894. $894. I can tell you right now, I have never done a wholesale deal that only made me $894. Even at the least is $5,000. Like even at the least, the minimum, if you're in a market where it's just super cheap, $5,000 will already pay for the investment of the software, and you're still positive 4 Gs. Even if you just close one deal by the end of the year, you know, for the entire 6 months, and all you got is, and you can close just one deal and make $5,000, it pays for itself. That's what I'm saying, and much more. But obviously, the goal is not just to do one deal. This is easy, and sleep and do this. Okay. So typically, I don't care what city, what state you're in, but the average wholesale fee is, I would say that probably in majority of the market, in today's market, you can probably make about $20,000. So even if from now until the end of the year, and you're like, Kong, I can't do one deal a month. What if you do 3? Right? What if you do one deal every 2 months and made $20,000? It already paid for that investment already. Most people make, the average income in America is $56,000. Okay? This, dude, all you really need is 2.5 wholesale deal. All you need is 2 wholesale deal and 1 JV deal. And you already make more than, dude, and it's not going to take you the whole entire year. And you don't have to grind 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. You can just work on the weekend and probably make, I would say, if you were just to do this part-time, 6-figure is really not that hard to make. If you just, let's just say that you just want to do this on the weekend. 6 figures is really not that hard. 100K. Okay. What other question? Okay, it's totally worth it. I'm working on an offer formula and agreement validation from an attorney, then the buyer's list. I have so many leads, just haven't taken action. So Nate, the thing is, dude, you don't want to wait until everything is figured out. Okay, you don't want to wait, dude. You just want to start doing. Okay, I'm an attorney, then a buyer's list. So buyer's list, you really don't need to start creating a buyer's list. What you need to do is start getting on the phone with the seller and then start talking to these people and start making offer. That's what you need to do today. While you're waiting for the agreement and all of that, you need to start getting on the phone and start talking and making offer. Okay? Once you got a seller accepted, then worry about the next step. Okay? So sign up for the software, get the address in there. You got a list already. Start punching the list in there. Start skip tracing and start making offer. Because a lot of you think like when you get on the phone with the seller, oh, boom, like you're going to get a deal right away. No, it's going to take you some time. And I'm just being real with you. Now, can you get lucky? But I'm not here to show you how to get lucky. I'm here to show you how can you make an extra 150, which is one deal a month by the end of the year, which is going to take work. Okay? It's not luck. It's skills. Okay? Should we check homeowner individual on King Data because majority of the homeowner looks like LLC? Yeah. So basically, all we do is we don't target. So when you click on so yes, you can filter out where you can get rid of all the LLC and just focus on just the homeowner, right? The mom and pop. So you can filter all that out. I'm not here to teach you how to fix and flip. I do not recommend that you should fix and flip. Okay? This is not the time. Okay, let me share this with you guys so you guys can understand. I believe that today's market, 2025, okay, June 1st, let's just say June 1st of 2025. I do not think that you should fix and flip. It is a dangerous game. Not right now. Okay? Don't flips. Okay? Don't buy and hold. I don't think this is a time to buy and hold, man. Interest rate is like at 7% or so. Not time to buy and hold unless you just have a bunch of money sitting there doing nothing. Then okay, if you want to buy and hold, fine. And this is not the time to fix and flip because it's too risky. I actually just chat with my buddy, and he said, "Kong, one of my flips, dude. I'm hoping to break even." And he's been working on it for the last 3 to 4 months. Like he's hoping it'll break even. And then some of you will be like, well, Kong, well, what? Well, if everyone wholesale, who am I going to sell it to? Well, see, this is the thing you don't understand. Not everybody wants to wholesale. There are still people out there, man, who wants to play the fix and flip game, who likes that game, who want to fix and flip. They don't know anything about wholesaling. And a lot of these fix and flipper buy deals from the wholesaler. So yes, I just don't want you who follow me to do the fix and flip. Because I'm telling you right now, it's a very, very high risk and very dangerous game, especially if you're new. Don't do it. I actually warned my buddy. I actually told him, I said, dude, don't do fix and flip. He probably could have wholesaled that house, probably made $20,000. But instead he fixed and flipped, and now he's like, dude, Kong, dude, it's like I'm hoping to break even and not lose money on it. Dude, that is a very scary position to be in. You know, on one house, it might not hurt you so, dude, one bad fix and flip can wipe 99% of you guys out. Because majority of you don't probably have the cash reserve to withstand that. So I don't do the fix and flip, man. That's why when I discover wholesaling, and that's all I do, is I just wholesale. I put a prop in a contract. It only cost me $250 earnest money deposit to lock it up. And then worst case, I can't find a buyer. I call the seller back. I renegotiate. I cancel the contract. Worst comes to worst, if the seller gets pissed off, then I lose my $250. I just say, hey, you know what? Keep my $250. That's the most risk that I'm taking as a wholesaler. Okay? So I don't care about HGTV. I don't care that you hear all these people doing fix and flip and telling you how much money they make on it. Dude, I'm telling you right now, man. I've done it for 4.5 years, okay? Don't do it. I don't care what you see on TV. But HGTV, they do not make their money from fix and flip. They make their money from the show. So they got to keep it entertaining. Okay? Do you recommend sending text message to seller? Absolutely. Absolutely. So here's the two things that we do right now in our business is we do SMS and we do cold call. Okay? That's the two that we're doing. Okay? So yes, text them if you want. Okay? Nate said that was the issue. I was able to talk to the landlord when he was renovating his property, and he gave me pushback because he said the market is bad and buyers /sell right now. Landlord. No, dude, like Nate, I don't understand what you're saying. I was able to talk to the landlord when he renovate his property. I don't understand what you're saying. But why do I say that it's not the time to buy and hold? Why do I say that it's not the time to buy and hold? Dude, buy and hold is a long-term game. It's a 10 to 20-year game plan. Okay? But I don't know about you. I don't want to wait 10 to 20 years to make $25,000 a month. I don't want to wait a year to make $1 million a year. Okay? With buy and hold, a passive income game is a long-term game. And let me tell you why buy and hold is never good until you got rich. Let me explain. because a lot of you don't understand this, okay? Are confused about the buy and hold. Let me tell you why buy and hold is not a good move to make until you're rich, until you got rich, okay? And what do I mean by until you got rich? It means that first you need to focus on building a business, because that business is what's going to help you escape the rat race, escape the J O the B, the soonest, right? We all hear the story of someone started out with a J O the B, then they build a side hustle, and then once that hustle make more money, then they JOB, they quit, and they turn into a business, right? I mean, we all hear that story. That's how most self-made millionaires are made. They started out with the J O the B, then they took on a side hustle, the second stream of income, right? They took on a second side hustle, and then they also work on this part-time. Once this make more money than this, and they have enough reserve, then they quit, and then they go full-time, turn this into a business, okay? So my thing to you is until your wholesaling business, until your wholesaling business makes at least $25,000 a month, you should never diversify and start buying rental property. For those of you who don't understand rental, let me explain to you so you understand. So let's just say that you have $100,000 in your bank right now. Okay, let's just say you have $100,000 in your bank. Okay, and you're still stuck at the J or the B, but you want to quit. You want to get rid of this as soon as possible. So most of people, here's what they think. Here's what the regular average people do. This is what my wife and I used to think, and we almost did it. Because so we're like, hey, everyone talk about passive income, right? Everyone say, hey, once your passive income exceed your expense, which is your JOB income, okay, then you can quit and retire from your passive, okay? I don't know about you, but in today's world, 2025, with inflation, you would have to make at least $25,000 a month from your passive to actually live a pretty, I say, decent life. Not great, but not bad. You're kind of like in the middle. So which means you bring in about $300,000 a year. All right, $300,000 a year in income, $25,000 a month in passive. You know how long it would take you to get to $25,000 a month in passive income? Working here, working at a J O the B, even if you make $100,000 a year, okay? Because so let's just say you got $100,000 saved up, and you listen to these guru people online who tells you to buy the house to build your passive. Here's what they don't tell you. So you basically take your $100,000, you put a down payment on this house, on the investment. You know what this investment will pay you? At the best, $250. At the best, depending on if you're in a better market, $500 a month. Even if I use 500 a month, you're trading your $100,000 for your $500 for a $500. That's what you're doing. But let me go even deeper so you all understand and wake up. I need you all to wake up. And please comment in the chat and let me know you understand where I'm coming from and that I'm here to help you escape your J-O to B the quickest, within 1 year or less. I have students that quit the JOB within like a few months. They close 2 big deals and they're done. Okay, let me explain to you so you understand, okay? So let's just say you got $100,000 saved up, and it probably took you a while to have the $100,000. And you listen to them, you buy the house. This house in return will pay you, I'll give you the best of the best, is $500. It is extremely hard to get this, okay? And I'm saying this is like profit. This is after, your mortgage, your expense, your utilities, everything is being paid. So you trade that $100,000 for the $500 or $500 a month while you're still stuck here and you hated this. You want to escape this bad, okay? So that's what you're doing. You take your $100,000 and then you park it in here. You put a down payment on this house. You park it here to get 500. But let me tell you, you don't get 500. For me, we typically go with the 1% rule. And the 1% rule is really hard to get in most market. Really hard to get in most market. What that means is, if you buy this property for $100,000, you will get $1,000 in rent. Like, you guys need to understand it. Once you understand, you like, Colin, this makes total sense. So for the 1%, so if you buy a property at a 1% rule, it means that you're almost guaranteed to cash flow positive, not negative. Okay? So in my city, each one of my rental, okay, each one of rent, dude, the 1% rule, if you can find the 1% rule, dude, you're good. So you take your 100,000, you need to get at least, let's say you buy the property for 100,000, you need to get 1,000 back in rent. And after all the mortgage, the expense, everything is being paid, you actually only net, with the 1% rule, you only net $250 a month. And I can tell you right now, 8 out of 10 investor that you run into, most of them go with the 1% rule. Because it's hard. It's hard to find something that gives you the 2%. I mean, you got to be in a market where, dude, it's very dirt cheap, and it's probably in a C or D neighborhood. Okay? So, but I'm going to use the 500 bucks. I'll even give you that. I'll even use the 500. So, let's just say this. 500 times 12. Okay? 500 times 12. So you're making $6,000 in cash flow a year. You're making $6,000. That's what you think you make. But majority of you don't understand what's called a turnover. So I have listen, I don't talk about it. I have 14 rentals. So I know the game. I know the game. So what's called a turnover? A turnover is mean like, you know, most renter will sign a year lease, right? Most renters sign a year lease, and once that lease comes up, if they decided to move, then you have what's called a turnover, which means you got to go in there and do paint, carpet. If they don't destroy the property, like, you're lucky if they don't ruin anything. So that $6,000 that you thought that you make, I don't know about you, but where I live with inflation, material costs, labor costs, now, dude, minimum wage is about $20 an hour where I live. So I'm telling you right now, that $6,000 that you thought that you made, you don't make anything, my friend. You probably have to come out of pocket. So that $6,000, you have to go in there and clean, paint, carpet, flooring, boom, gone. $6,000 gone. You're back at zero. Probably negative. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? So most people think that passive, you really don't make anything. So when do you actually make money on rental? Here's when you actually make money on rental. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Like, that turnover would have been gone. So which means you would have better take this 100K and invest it into a business. And kickstart your business. Okay? Because that $100,000 can turn into $25,000 a month. Okay? So where was I at? What was I talking about? Dude, I'm so sorry. So, okay, 500 bucks a month, okay? Okay? 6,000. Okay? Turnover, that $6,000 gone. Okay? Oh my gosh, where was I? Dude, and then all of a sudden I'm just brain dead now. I was talking about I guess this is what happened when you turn 41. All of a sudden, also my brain just shut down. So 500 bucks, okay, so $6,000, that turnover, gone. So you would have better off if you take that $100,000, and you don't need to spend all $100,000, you know, $149 of that go into your marketing, etc. So what you need to do is I'd rather take this to fund my business, to fund my startup, to fund my side hustle, instead of taking it and park it in a house that pays me Probably nothing. Oh, when okay, I remember. So when do you actually make money on rental property? When it's paid down or paid off. Okay, so let's just say you got a house. It brings you $1,000 a month in rent. That is when you really actually make money. When you owe very little. I mean, very little. I mean, like your mortgage is probably, if you bring in $1,000 rent and maybe your mortgage is like $300. That's when you really make money. When you really make money on your passive income, it's when it's actually paid off. So the $1,000 you get in rent, you know, dude, this $1,000, maybe $100, maybe $100 come out of it, and you get to keep $900. That's when you really make money on your rental property. It's when it's actually paid off, or you owe very little. That's when you actually make money. So that's why I'm saying the rental game is a 10 to 20-year game plan, because there's no way that you work at a JOB, even if you make $100,000 a year, that you can own 10 rentals and have those 10 rentals pay off in a year or two. Impossible. Impossible. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? That's what I mean. It's my goal is to help you get rich now, and then you build your wealth later. So how it works is that once you start to make $25,000 a month in wholesaling, what you need to do is you need to wholesale 4 houses, and then you need to keep 1. Okay? Wholesale 4 houses and then keep 1. That way you're getting rich and you're building wealth at the same time. And you use this 1 house that you buy as a tax write-off. So you pay less to Uncle Sam. You get to keep more in your pocket. If you're making $25,000 a month, you do not care about making $250 in passive income. What you care about is, hey, I'm building wealth. I'm parking my money on something that's real, that is stable, that's going to be around forever. That's the whole mindset of the rich. The rich is like, because when you're making, okay, let me ask all of you this question, okay? Hopefully this video will explain a lot that you guys understand, because a lot of you are confused and you try to diversify your money, and that's why you're not making big money. You put a little bit in stocks, a little bit in crypto, a little bit in real estate, a little bit, like, it's not. You just need to go all in on one thing, okay? Oh my gosh. Okay, so where am I at again? Okay. So what happened is a lot of you guys diversify too soon, okay? And that's why you're not making big money. Okay, you're taking a little bit of money here. You're taking a little bit of your 100,000. You put in stocks. You put in crypto. You put in real estate. Okay, and then it barely pays you anything. Okay. Now, once again, if you're happy with what you're doing, let's just say you work at a JOB and you're making 100,000 a year, and you're like, "Colin, dude, I love what I'm doing. Right? I don't want to build another business." Then yes, that's when it's okay for you to buy rental property, because you're already happy. You're like, hey, I'm making 100,000 a year. I'm good. Then the next thing is, yes, okay, we'll take some of that money and then start buying some rental property. But just know that you're probably going to be stuck here for the next 10 to 20 years. That's what you need to know. Okay? Do you guys understand what I'm doing here? Okay? So the key is focus on building a business, okay? That's how you're going to escape the rat race. It's the only way, okay? And the reason why the rich, I remember what I was saying, okay? Rich people buy real estate. 1, they don't care about the passive income like poor people do. Rich people don't care about the passive income. I mean, like, when I say they don't care, it's like when they decided to make the purchase, they don't care about the passive income. It's not the first thing that came to their mind. Here's what it is, man. You guys need to understand this. Number 1 to them is tax write-off. That is the number 1 thing. The rich buy real estate. The number 1 thing that comes to their head is tax write-off. The number 2 is appreciation, okay? It's a way for them to park their money. Okay? And they know real estate over time, over 10 to 20 years, it will go up. And in the meantime, the renter is paying down the debt. It doesn't come out of their pocket, it comes out of the renter. And then finally is the income. Okay, finally, that's what they like. Oh yeah, you know, over time, over the next 10, 20, 30 years, the house paid off. That's when they're like, dude, now I'm getting the cash flow. So when the rich, like, listen, if you're making $100,000 a month, here's my question to you. If you make $100,000 a month, do you care if you care if that house pays you $250 or $500 a month? You don't care. Trust me, you don't care. I'm in that position. I don't care. But what you do care is you'd be like, hey, if I make that's mean I'll make $1 million a year. Let's just round it. You make $1 million a year, and if you don't find a way to offset your taxes, you're gonna pay about 40%. If you live in California, you pay 50% to Uncle Sam. So you want to pay $500,000 to Uncle Sam. But instead, you'll be like, dude, I can take that $500,000 and then I'll just go buy a piece of property. I don't care if it cash flow me $250, $500, like I don't care. But what I care is now I'm saving 500 G's. I can take the 500 G's, put it in here, and not worry, hey, over time it's gonna, the renter's paying off the debt, not me. Right? You get the tax benefit and then you get appreciation. There you go. That's the reason why the rich buy real estate, my friend. Okay? So your goal is to get rich. Your priority should to get rich. Not just for you, but for your family. To break the generation curse. Okay? Now, when I say rich, it doesn't mean that you have to become a millionaire. Freedom is what you want to go for, my friend. Who here would be happy to make $25,000 a month and being able to control their own schedule, their own time? Wake up whenever they want, work whenever they want, do whatever they want, wherever they want, with whoever they want. See, I realized, so for some people, they want to make $100K a month. Okay, but for some of you, $20K a month is good, $25K is good, $30K is good. So whatever that number is for you, but ultimately, I think freedom is what everyone is striving for. It's like at least what I am. And not just being able to take care of you, but being able to take care of your parents, being able to take care of your family, your kids, your wife, all of that. You know, so whatever that freedom number is to you. Okay? I appreciate each and every single one of you that's here. Once again, for those of you who's they call, I want to get into wholesaling, I want to become a student. All you need to do is go to coachwoodcon.com, fill out the application. Love to have you as a student where we will take you, we'll hold you by your hands, walk you through your first or your next deal, all right, and show you exactly how it's done. One step at a time, one day at a time, okay? It's more of an exclusive training. So anyways, I appreciate each and every single one of you that's here. Thank you so much. Until next time, take care, and let's go get this money out.